Alrighty, good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Moravilius right here with you on the WHS Network on YouTube.com with Raider Baseball coming your way here this afternoon from beautiful Raider Field here in Selma, Indiana. We have the 2-9 Cambridge City Lincoln Eagles taking on your 12-6 Wapahani Raiders. Consolation game here for Wapahani, unfortunately, went down in defeat to the hands of the Park Tudor Panthers by a final score of 8-5 in the first game of the day. And Cambridge City just lost to Knightstown in a final score of 9-8. So a couple of very good ball games so far throughout the morning and afternoon. And I've been out here since about 8:40 this morning. First game started off right around 9:30. And so it should be a great one on tap here today for all of you fine folks out there in Raider Nation. We'll take a look here at the starting lineup here for Cambridge City Lincoln. So leading things off here will be the shortstop, number 2, Bryce Pennington. So he'll be coming up here momentarily. Again, we're not going to be able to go run through all the starting lineups. They actually just got the starting lineup to us just a moment ago. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to run through all of those like we normally would. But well, I guess it is what it is. Nevertheless, here 0-1 to begin things here on Bryce Pennington. Again, we'll get to our defensive alignment here just a moment. Gage Gadberry on the mound here for Wapahani. Gadberry here with the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off down the third base line. So the count will remain here at no balls and 2 strikes. So ball right there. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here on Pennington. Again, rain starting to fall there, as you can see there on the window on our camera screen. So unfortunately, we might have to deal with that here this afternoon. Really, it's been a pretty nice day out here. Started out nice sunny skies, decent temperatures, but then sun kind of went in the clouds, got a little bit colder out here as the days went along, and now has brought on the rain. And a ball up and away. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes here on the leadoff man for the Eagles. Just missed. So that will run the count now to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's going to be a base hit there in the left center field to begin the day here for Cambridge City. So now we'll see the third baseman, number 11, Mason Dick, now to plate. All right, so now it looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner over at first base. It looks like the young man, Pennington, might have injured himself somehow. So not sure who the courtesy runner is over there. Once we find out that information, then we'll make sure to relay that to all of you fine folks out there. Nevertheless, man on and nobody out to begin things here, as that's going to be fouled off down the first base line. So 0-1 here to begin things on Dick. Just missed there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, with a man on, nobody out to begin technically the third game of the day. It's been a long day for us out here. Just missed there with a curveball, low and away. So 2-1 the count. And chop there to the first baseman. Throws down to second, back to first, and safe as the call. So a nice play there by Brevin Rivers to make the play. So now one out here in the inning, and that will now bring to the plate Evan Rodgert. Then they're called a strike 0-1 to begin things. Gadberry comes to the set and the pitch. In there for a called strike 2. Getting your Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here today. Brozier out in left, Stanley in center, Adams over in right. Round the horn, Davis at third. Also at shortstop, Gavin Noble. And at second base will be Riley Porter. Brevin Rivers over at first. And then the man on the mound there, Gage Gadberry. And then calling the signs is Tyson Lipscomb. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now after the stolen base is Mason Dick out there at second. And another one fouled off, so the count will remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 gets him swinging there. Fantastic pitch by Gadberry, fooling him with the off-speed stuff. Nearly had him swinging out of his shoes for the second out of the inning.
Number 3.
And now we'll see the center fielder, number 3, Alex Hokie, now to plate. And a pitch in the dirt for a ball, 1-0 the count. Again, you got 1 on out there at second and 2 out here in the inning. Chop to the first base side foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, and 1 on. Gadberry looks in there to his catcher, Lipscomb, for signs. Finally gets what he likes, and here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So comes the set and the pitch. Just missed. So deuce is wild here, folks. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And another one low and away. As it will run the count, another one here to full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gadberry once more here with a payoff pitch. And that's going to be ball 4. So now the Eagles have him at first and second. And 2 away in the inning. And we'll see now the designated hitter number 10, Cameron Gum. So he's hitting for the catcher number 13, Landon Hicks, today. Runner on, going on to play, and he's dead left to right. Oh, they called him safe, got underneath the tag. So the throw beat him. but just didn't get the tag down in time. So 0-1 here on Gum. Gadberry comes to set. Here's a pitch. Just a bit inside there to even a count up here, and a ball and a strike. So Gunn will step back in there. Gadberry back on the rubber. Takes a long look in there. And here's a 1-1 offering. Drops right on in there for strike two. So 1-2, 2 out, 2-1. And Gadberry will take a second here to himself. It's been a very nice showing here today from everybody. A very nice crowd on hand. Obviously, I'm sure some of that crowd is now headed to their cars after the rain. But nevertheless, strike three gets him swinging to end the inning. So Cameron City threatened there with a couple of base runners there off of a leadoff single by Pennington. And then Mason Dick there reached base on the fielder's choice putout. Then Alex Hokey with a walk. So no runs, one hit, also two left on base. And we'll see what happens here with the Raiders offense coming up here in the bottom half of the first inning on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, welcome back here with the bottom half of the first inning here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. One-man crew here today, doing it all. Doing the, obviously, the play-by-play, all the graphics you see on your screen. Also doing the camera work, the audio, you name it. I'm doing it all. Also doing the scorebook here for the game tonight, too. So, a very busy man. So, just kind of bear with me here today, and hopefully the second game will go great. We'll go ahead and take a look here at tonight's starting lineup. First here for your Wapahani Raiders, leading on playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Batting second and playing second base, Riley Porter. Batting third and catching, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis. And the 5-hole, first baseman, Brevin Rivers. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Luke Willman. He's hitting for shortstop, Gavin Noble. And also batting seventh will be Seth Adams. Batting eighth and pitching, Gage Gadberry. And also batting ninth, left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier. So that's how the Raiders will line up here today as Stanley reaches base on an infield single. Put down a bunt. Third baseman was playing back, and a well-executed bunt right there to lead off this ball game here for the Raiders. As Riley Porter will now stand in. Seeing his first plate appearance of the day. He had a pretty nice day overall to plate in game one. Reached base, I think, a couple times there in that one. Also had a hit. As he will see that one in there for a strike, 0-1. So big thing there for the Raiders to get Stanley going, because in the first game, he didn't even reach base until the very last inning, and that was on a walk. 0 for 4 in the first game. Love to see him getting going early and often, and a close play down there at second. But he's in there safely. So now, I think it is, 0-2 the count now on Porter after the stolen base there by Stanley. So Porter strikes out swinging there for out number 1 of the inning. So now we'll see the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. And Lipscomb also, young man that I think was held hitless here on today. And a frozen rope down the right field line. That's going to go all the way to the fence. So there is Stanley scoring, standing up rather easily. And a RBI double here for Lipscomb to get the party started here for the Raiders. So nice piece of hitting there, Lipscomb with his first hit of the day. So again, Stanley scores on the RBI double, and that will now bring to the plate third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis. Davis had a real nice game, 2 for 3 in the afternoon affair, or the morning game, I guess, if you will. It ended up taking us into the early afternoon. And, oh, boy, a base hit right back up the middle, but then snapped right away by the pitcher. So the cat-like reflexes there, I'm sure it was more along the lines of the ball somehow found his glove and not him finding the ball there, because that was an absolute missile right back up the chute there. Just unfortunate luck there for Braxton. So now 2 away, 1 on out there at second, as Rivers will foul that one off to the right side and out of play. 0-1. Rivers, again in the first game of the day, was 2 for 4 with a RBI double. So looking to continue his hot streak at the plate. And there for a ball, even the count up here. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Gwynn will come to the set. And a pitch to Rivers will be laced right back up the middle and into center field. They're going to send him. Lipscomb motoring around there, and he'll be safe at home standing in. So another RBI for Brevin Rivers as the Raiders tack another run up on the board here and now lead it 2-0. So now we'll see the designated hitter, number 4, Luke Willman, now at the plate. So 3 hits now on the inning here for Wapahani. Leading things off there was Stanley with a bunt single, then Lipscomb with the RBI double, and now Rivers with the RBI single. As Willman will watch that one sail right on by there for a ball, 1-0. Just a little low there now for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, and a ground ball there to the third baseman. And that's going to be right on through the wickets as Willman will reach base on an error. So E5 there allows Willman to reach base at first. Rivers now at second. And the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams, at the plate. Seth had a very nice day at the plate as well. Had a RBI double there in the first game. There was quite a few guys, really top to bottom there that had a real nice game. Unfortunately, just came up a little bit short because, we really started hitting the ball quite a bit better towards the latter part of the ball game, as that's in there for a ball 1-0 to begin things here on Adams. But we didn't start the game all that great offensively, and Park Tudor got off to a 5-0 early start there through the first 2 innings of the game. Then, we was starting to crank up the offense as the game went along. I think we scored, 3 in the second, then 3 in the fourth, rather, and then I think 2 more in the fifth. But unfortunately, just didn't go our way and according to plan, but that's how things go sometimes. But the hitting was pretty good, like I said, throughout the ball game there. Yeah, we probably left too many guys on base, but we still, put some runs up on the board, just couldn't come out on top. So a ball up and in. We'll run the count now to 3-0 here on Seth Adams. We'll see Gage Gadberry here in just a moment. So Gwen will come to the set, and the 3-0 pitch will be a ball high for ball 4. So that will now load the bases for the big fella, Gage Gadberry. So Gadberry now with a very key opportunity here to help himself and attack on some runs here for his team. Got some pretty good base runners out there on the base pass there. So that's going to be a ball high 1-0 to begin things here on Gadberry. All of them have pretty good speed. So a ball in the gap very well could score everybody. Called strike now, 1-1. In Gadberry, the number 8 hitter in the order. So we have Isaiah Brozier waiting on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. And there we go, a deep drive in the left. That's going to be down the line there. So 2 runners will score on the play after a 2 RBI single from Gage Gadberry. Way to help yourself and the team right there. Nice piece of hitting. So now we have runners still at first and second. The 4th hit now of the inning. Good way to keep piling on the runs here.
Isaiah Brozier.
So Isaiah Brozier now at the plate. Against it with a pair on, 2 out in the inning, and now down the right field line. That's going to at least score 1. Brozier now heads to second base, and they're going to hold Gadberry. Or actually, rather, Caleb Henderson came in to run for him. But they're going to hold the runner now at third, as it's now second and third. Still only 2 out. Now a 5-0 lead after 5 hits through the first 9 batters of the ball game.
Center fielder, number 15, Garrett.
So Brozier with a nice piece of hitting there. Adams scores. And a ground ball there to the shortstop. And it's going to airmail the first baseman. So Stanley will stay put at first, but both runners will score, both Henderson and Brozier. So the woes continue here for Cambridge City. So it's definitely more likely going to be a hit there anyway with the speed there of Stanley. I know that the air in the throw definitely is going to count there. So second air now of the inning. And right down the third base line for another hit for the Raiders. So you have a plethora of action going on here. We've had some walks, tons of hits. That's already now our 7th hit of the inning. And the list just keeps going on and on here.
The catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
Inside there, and that's going to get by the catcher for a ball. So now 1-0 the count here on Lipscomb. Another one low and away. Now 2 balls, no strikes on Tyson Lipscomb. I'll tell you what, we have definitely had some 2-out magic here. Braxton Davis was the second out of the inning. He's on deck. And we've nearly batted all the way around here. And the Raiders just keep on keeping on here in this bottom half of the first inning. And that's going to be ball 4. So a walk there to Lipscomb and a second plate appearance of the inning. And now we'll see the third baseman, Braxton Davis, which, if you remember correctly, just about 5 minutes ago, he laced one right back up the middle and the pitcher caught it somehow. And there we go, a deep drive to left if it stays fair, and it won't. Thought that would at least score all 3 of them there, but missed it by about 1.5 to 2 feet down the left field line. So a long foul ball. So 0-1 here on Davis. And the pitch will be a ball high now to even the count up here at a ball and a strike. Gwynn rocks back and fires. And a shot there in the left center field, and it's going to be over the center fielder's head. 1 run scores, 2 runs scored. They're sending Lipscomb, and he'll be in there safely at home as well. So a 3 RBI double for Braxton Davis puts a 10 spot up on the board here in the first inning. Holy Moses. Not quite the way that I'm sure Cambridge City drew things up here in this game. But a 10 spot up on the board here in the the bottom half of the first inning, rather. And that's in there, called a strike, 0-1. Ball low. Again, evens the count up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Stanley, Porter, and Lipscomb all scored on that 3 RBI triple or double from Davis. As that's another ball now, 2-1. Just a bit outside. 3-1 here on Rivers. Already has a single here in the inning. And a pop-up into the infield here on the left side. And the shortstop's there and will make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. But boy, oh boy, did the Raiders bring their bats out early here in this one, folks. A 10 spot up on the board here in the bottom half of the first as they lead at 10-0. They get 10 runs on 8 hits, also 2 errors, and 1 left on base. So we'll head to the top of the second. Again, Raiders lead it 10-0. All right, folks, welcome back here with the top of the second inning here from Raider Field here in Selma, Indiana. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here for an afternoon of Raider baseball. Again, we had our first game of the day in which Wapahani was defeated by Park Tudor by a final score of 8-5. That was in the first game. The second game featured Cambridge City and Knightstown. And Knightstown won in the final at bat there 9-8 on a walk-off double to win the game. As that's a little bloop shot down the right field line and caught by Seth Adams. Nice catch right there for the first down of the inning. So now we'll see the pitcher, number 20, Cameron Gwynn. And that's going to be off of the catcher and the umpire back there. Tanner Hoots taking one for the third team on the field here. So 0-1 to begin things here on Cameron Gwynn, the pitcher. I don't know how long he'll be pitching after that first inning. So he definitely struggled mightily there. So no balls, one strike, one out here in the top of the second. Gadberry will get a signs here, rocks back and fires the 0-1. Drops right on in there for strike two. What a dandy there from Gadberry. Fouled back out of play. So we're going to redo it here again at no balls and two strikes. Nearly caught that inside corner trying to get that breaking ball to snap on over. Now the 1-2. And a little nub shot to the third baseman. Going to be a tough play as it deadens right in the ground. So about the easiest way you're going to pick up an infield single right there. So the second hit of the day there for Cambridge City as they have a man on and one out here in the inning. And now the second baseman, number 15, Jacob Longo at the plate. Let's see if Gadberry can roll up a double play right here, get out of the inning. To second, now down to first, and safe is the call. Thrown into the dirt right there. Rivers tried to scoop it on the original throw, but couldn't hang on and grabbed it, but unfortunately not in the nick of time.
The right fielder, number 1, Gavin Sherwood.
And a fly ball in the shallow right field. Adams backpedals and then comes forward and makes a catch. And that's going to end the inning. So again, Cambridge City held to nothing here in the top of the second inning as they get no runs here on one hit, also no errors, and one left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Again, Raiders lead it 10-0.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Back here with the bottom half of the second inning, the B. Joseph Davis game break here again. Cambridge City so far through the first inning and a half there. No runs on 2 hits, 2 errors so far, while Wapahani has 10 runs on 8 hits and no errors. As we enter the bottom half of the second inning with the Raiders on top big time. And to lead things off here will be the designated hitter Luke Willman. As he swings and misses there at the first pitch, 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. Gwynn with the wind-up hand, the 0-2. Throws a little bit over him there as Willman squats down there to ensure that he won't get hit there. So 1-2 the count. And there we are, deep drive to left and foul. So the count stays put at 1-2. There's a 1-2 pitch. Foul down the right field line. Is there going to be enough room? And they will not get there in time. So Willman battling in this at bat here, down 1-2. He's fouled off a few more pitches here. And we'll see what he can come of it here. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Willman fought the good fight there, but went down swinging for out number 1 of the inning. And now that will bring to the plate the center fielder, number 10, Seth Adams.
The right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams.
And a shot there in the center field. That should be a can of corn there, and it will be for out number 2 of the inning. So far, so good here for Cameron Gwynn of Cambridge, sitting here in the bottom half of the second. Much different than the way the bottom of the first went for him. So here's a pitch to Gadberry. That's in there for a ball, 1-0. Swung on and missed. Evening the count up here at 1 ball and a strike there. Pretty good pitch there by Gwynn. Something a little off speed there on the outside part of the plate. Let's see what he goes back with right here. A little quick pitch right there, if you will. So he's trying to sneak that inside, but throws it a little too far in there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now 2-2. Again, Gadberry already 1 for 1 here on the day. Had a 2 RBI single there in the first inning. Now ball 3. So obviously you can kind of tell Gwynn with multiple, wind-ups here he likes to go with. Sometimes he'll fast pitch it. Looked like that might have broke his bat somehow. As Gadberry will be out, a 6-3 put out for the 3rd out of the inning. But it looked like there was a little piece of his bat that flew off towards the pitcher's mound. So nevertheless, the Raiders get no runs here on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on here in the bottom half of the second inning as they head to the top of the 3rd, up 10-0. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back here with the top of the third inning as Wapahani again here with a 10-0 cushion, as that will be in there for a strike here on the leadoff man, Bryce Pennington. Or actually, rather, yeah, we have a new hitter. I did forget about that, actually. Xander Bollard now hitting, as Pennington had to come out of the game there in the first inning. I just remembered that he had to have a courtesy runner there, or actually a pinch runner, if you will. So 0-2 the count. Ground ball here to the shortstop while it was off the third baseman's glove, so that's going to land in there for a infield single. Third hit of the day now for Cambridge City. And now we'll see third baseman number 11, Mason Dick, at the plate.
Mason Dick.
So pickoff move there as Ballard's back in there safely. Foul ball over to the right side, and Rivers will have enough room to make the play for out number one of the inning. So Dick is gone there for the first out.
The left fielder, number 17,
And now we'll see
Rutger.
the left fielder, number 17, Evan Rutger, or however you pronunciate it. If you're a family of his and if I pronunciated it wrong, then I apologize for that. But nevertheless, there's one on and one out here in the top of the third. And laced right back up the middle, and that's going to be in there for a single. Tell you what, Gadbury nearly had his head taken off on that one. So now a couple base runners here for the Lincoln Eagles.
The center fielder, number 3.
After a pair of
Toki.
infield singles here, infield single there by Bollard, and now a base hit there in the center field by the left fielder there for Cambridge City. Now we'll see center fielder Alex Hokie now at the plate. Inside for a ball, 1-0. So Gadbury gets what he likes. 1-0 pitch coming up. Ground ball to the third baseman, foul. So the count at 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We have a pair on here at first and second base. Gadbury gets his signs there from Lipscomb. Here's the 1-1 pitch, as that's in there for a ball. Now 2-1. And, really for the most part here, Gadbury has been around the strike zone. He does have 1 walk so far here on the day, but he's been, really been able to get ahead of the hitters. That's about the only guy that he's gotten behind so far during an at-bat. But, he's went out here, attacked the strike zone, mixed his speed, mixed up his pitches and with speeds overall, and kept some of these hitters off balance through the first 2 1/3 innings so far. And that will plunk Hokie. So he will hokey pokey on down the first base line, as that will now load the bases for Cambridge City.
Number 10, Cameron Gum.
So Bollard at third, Roediger at second, Roediger, whatever, and Hokie now at first. Cameron Gum now at the plate, as that's a little fly ball there in the center field. Nobody will dare test the arm there of Stanley.
21. Yes.
So 2 out now in the inning after the fly ball out there to Stanley.
Number 21,
So the runners stay put here with first baseman number 21, Noah Payne, at the plate. He flew out to the right fielder to begin the second inning, as Gadberry is just looking to slam the door shut here on the third. And they're called strike one. Big time at bat right here. If Gadberry can find his way out of this jam to leave it put here at 10-0, a ground ball to second baseman. He'll just step on second to end the inning. So nice job there by Gadberry and the rest of the Raider crew there to get their way out of it with nobody crossing home plate, as they get no runs here as well on 2 hits, also no errors, and 3 left on. So we'll head to the bottom half of the third. Again, Wapahani leads it 10-0. Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Back here from Raider Field, and Wapahani with a 10-0 lead to open up this bottom half of the third inning. And we'll start off things here with the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. Brozier coming in here so far 1 for 1 here on the afternoon. Had a RBI, or pardon me, not even an RBI single. He did reach base on a single, though, but end up scoring after a error on the throw by the shortstop. Back again there in the first inning. So a 2-0 count so far here on Brozier, as he'll foul that one off down the left field line. Inside now for ball 3. Got to credit these Raiders hitters so far here today. They've definitely been patient, but if a ball's right there, they execute on the pitch as well. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch from Gwynn, and that's going to be ball 4. So a great at bat there by Brozier, as he'll trot on down to first with a leadoff base runner. And we'll see the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley, now at the plate.
The center fielder, number 15.
So Stanley 2 for 2 so far. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's a very rare occasion when Stanley really doesn't get on base in a ball game. So for the most part, he's usually money. That's a ground ball, 6-4 on to 3. That's going to double him up. So just about as big of a surprise right there with the speed of Stanley. They turn that rather quickly there for the second out of the inning.
Baseman, number 21.
But Stanley didn't even reach base until the 7th inning there in the first game, and that was on a walk. So unfortunate there. So a 6-4-3 double play. Gwynn with the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So Porter in the hole. Let's see if he can find his way out of it here. Down 0-2. And that's going to be laced in the right center field. The right fielder's there and will make the catch for the third out of the inning. But again, the Raiders was threatening there to lead off the inning. Nothing to show for here in the bottom half of the third as they get no runs here on no hits, also no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Again, Raiders lead it 10-0. All righty, welcome back here with the top of the fourth inning here on the WHS Network. Again, I'm Brandon Morbilius here today with you all. Hope all of you have enjoyed the game here so far. Wapahani, again, with a 10-0 cushion so far through the first 3 innings of the ball game. And hopefully looking for more in the next inning or two here. We'll see what happens. But nevertheless, back to baseball. As we'll lead off here in the top of the fourth inning with the pitcher, Cameron Gwynn. 1 for 1 so far here on today. Had a infield single in the second inning. As Gadberry tried to drop that one on in there for strike 2, but it's just a little bit low there. So now 1-1. Right back at us right there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a foul tip there into the glove of the catcher, Lipscomb, for the first down of the inning. Nice job there by Tyson to hold on to that one.
Number 15, Jacob Longo.
So now we'll see the second baseman, Jacob Longo, as he swings and misses 0-1. Longo so far 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded into a 6-4 force out in the second inning. Inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Longo with Gavin Sherwood on deck here for Cambridge City. Found back there. So now 1-2. Again, weather permitting, they're supposed to have the championship game to follow this. We've had a little bit of rain here within the past about hour or so. Nice play there by Lipscomb. Rivers comes down in time. And I didn't even move the camera, so all you fine folks could have seen that. So I apologize about that. But the Raiders got the out. A nice play there by Lipscomb. Ball was hit right out in front of the plate there. Made the nice play. The spin move down to first base. Got him by about a step or so for the second out of the inning, and that's going to be right into the glove there of Gavin Noble. So 3 up, 3 down. Quick inning here for Gage Gadberry here in the top of the fourth inning, rather. 10-0 Raiders lead it. We'll be back after this break. All righty, folks. Welcome back here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com as we open up this bottom half of the fourth inning with a pinch hitter. It's going to be number 8, Landon Bray. So again, he is now hitting for Tyson Lipscomb. And that will be in there for a ball. Now 1-0 to begin things on Landon Bray. And a pitch from Gwynn. Be called a strike, 1-1 the count. It's been a little bit here since Bray was last up at the plate. I know I have personally not seen him yet play this year. Usually plays JV, also dresses varsity. But seeing a little playing time here today, good to get him out there on the field. Ball low and away. So that will even the count up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see what Bray can do here. Here's the pitch. And then it's going to be called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. So that will be out number 1 of the inning, as we will also have another pinch hitter. Now hitting for Braxton Davis will be number 16, Nolan Dudley.
Nolan Dudley.
Called a strike, 0-1 to start things off here on Nolan Dudley. Again, Nolan pitched in Game 1 today. Struggled to begin, but then, really after those first 2 innings, had a real nice game. Hit a little bit of a snag there in the 6th. Was just, missing on some of his pitches and, execution-wise, but you still want to use every start as a learning mechanism and finding a way to get better. And he's a pretty nice young pitcher there. Really excited to see what he can do. Also can do some good things here with the bat as well. Now down 3-1. And that's going to be a shot into center field, and the center fielder's there to make the catch. So a nice piece of hitting there for Dudley. Just unfortunately couldn't find some open real estate out there. So 2 up, 2 down. And we'll have another pinch hitter. It's going to be number 7, Caleb Henderson. Ball high, 1-0. And that's going to be a ground ball there to the shortstop. Throws on down to first and will get him by a step. So the Raiders go quietly here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. They get no runs on, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Wapahani again leads it 10-0. We'll be back with more right after this break. right, folks, welcome back here with the top of the fifth inning, and we'll lead things off here with the shortstop here, number 18, Xander Bullard, as he'll pop that up into foul ground. Is there going to be enough room? Lipscomb nearly had it, but unable to make the play down there, so it's 0-1 on Bullard. Again, the only change defensively here, we did have a couple pinch hitters, but the guys that they was pinch hitting for has returned to the field, except for third baseman Davis. Nolan Dudley is now in there at third. Outside of that, that's the only change. So 0-2 the count here on Bullard. Here's the windup and a pitch from Gadberry. Swung on and missed. Strike three. He gone. So out number one of the inning. And now we'll see the third baseman, number 11, Mason Dick.
Mason Dick.
So far for him on the day, 0 for 2. Also with a stolen base. A little nub shot there in the right field. So he's on in there with a leadoff, or a one-out single, rather.
Number 17, Evan Rutger.
So one on and one out. The left fielder, number 17, Evan Rutger, now at the plate. Again, so far 5 hits here on the day. No runs and 2 errors here for Cambridge City. And a ground ball to third baseman. On the second, down to first, and that's the old ball game, folks. A 5-4-3 double play to end it here today in the consolation game between your Wapahani Raiders and the Cambridge City Lincoln Eagles. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a break. We'll have the post-game report coming up here on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to our Raiders Live post-game report. Again, here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again, as you see there on your screen, final score here today: your Wapahani Raiders defeat the Cambridge City Lincoln Eagles 10-0, as your Raiders now improve to 13-6 on the season, and now Cambridge City falls to 2-10 on the year. Wapahani, obviously the winning pitcher today, obviously Gage Gadberry, pitching a gem of a game here. Went all 5 innings, no runs, 5 hits, also 1 walk and 3 strikeouts on a very impressive outing here for him. Again, the Raiders had it going on early and often there in that first inning of play. They hit the ground running from the very beginning, starting off with Garrett Stanley and running it all the way down through the entire lineup. We batted around, in which Rivers got to bat 2 times. That stopped there. So we went through about 14 hitters there in the first inning. And so that was nice to definitely see, us to go out there, start off the game the right way. And all of that came with 2 outs. We end up scoring 9 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. So a very impressive outing here for Wapahani. You really like to see them, come back out here and do what they're able to do, especially after, losing such an unfortunate game there against Park Tudor earlier today. That's big time to bounce back from that, get a win here against Cambridge City, and move on to bigger and better things coming up this week. They got a very busy week as well, so make sure, stay tuned in for Raider baseball and also Lady Raider softball this week as well. Very exciting week of Raider sports out here from Wapahani High School. Also, we wanted to thank, again, all of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS, as well as B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis, and also the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. And a huge thanks to our good friends out there at Harris Chapel Church, as well as Pastor Jim Ballinger and his wife Janie. We appreciate them for all they do, and we appreciate all of you for joining us here today. Again, I hope you enjoyed the ball game. I know it was a little different here without not having Redbeard here. I've already had to do this couple games, but a lot going on that I'm having to do originally to begin with, and then add the camera into that. Makes it a little bit more difficult. So I don't mind doing 5 or 6 things at once, though. It's all right. But I hope all of you enjoyed it, and hopefully you can come out, support this Raider baseball team and Lady Raider softball team throughout the next 3 to 4 weeks here of the regular season, and we'll see what happens there from there in the postseason play. So again, folks, Wapahani with a 10-0 final score win here today. 10 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 1 left on Cambridge City at no runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on base. So, folks, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Again, here on the WHS Network, thanking all of you for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time here on the WHS Network.